Welcome back to the channel, my fellow soap addicts. I am so stressed out by what the writers are doing with Xander Cook right now. I mean, what is the actual plan here? Because a few weeks ago I thought he was on this redemption path, comforting Sarah after her patient died, being a domestic dad to Victoria. But no. The writers just threw all of that out the window, and now Xander is basically running a full-time circus out of his bedroom at the Salem Inn. So let's set the scene, because this is just peak soap opera trash in the best and worst way possible. Knock, knock. That is what we are hearing. Loud, aggressive, unhinged, knocking on the door of Xander's hotel room. And who is inside? Xander and Kristen DiMera. Yes, you heard me. Xander and Kristen are the newest secret lovers in town, and they are currently enjoying some very private, very intense moments together in that room. And honestly, I am still trying to wrap my head around this pairing. I mean, Kristen DiMera. Really, Xander? After everything? But I guess bad attracts bad, and these two are just a toxic explosion waiting to happen. But anyway, they are in bed, having their secret romance time, and suddenly there is this massive pounding on the door. Boom, boom, boom. It is so loud. And Kristen, because she is Kristen and she is always in control of every single situation, immediately shushes him. She just puts her hand up or gives him that look and signals for him to be dead silent. You can just feel the panic in the room. Or maybe not panic from Kristen, because she probably loves the thrill of it, but definitely panic from Xander, because he knows exactly who is on the other side of that door. Xander, I know you're in there. It's Gwen. Of course it is, Gwen Rizczech. Emily O'Brien is just acting her heart out with this desperate, clinging energy that Gwen has. She is standing out there in the hallway, screaming through the cheap wood of the Salem Inn door. And I just have to pause here and ask, what is wrong with Gwen? Seriously, what is wrong with her? Have some self-respect, girl. You are standing in a public hotel hallway, screaming for a man who is actively ignoring you. It is so embarrassing. But it also breaks my heart a little bit because Gwen is just so broken. She has all this childhood trauma, and she just attaches herself to Xander like he is a life raft, even though he is the one pulling her underwater. And let's be real, Xander has been completely playing her. We know from last week that Xander and Gwen have this weird, casual arrangement going on. They have been hooking up, but Xander is just using her. He knows she has feelings for him. He knows she wants a better, more intimate deal, but he is just stringing her along for the physical benefits while he goes and gets into bed with Kristen. It is so gross. Xander is being so gross right now. I want to root for him, I really do, because Paul Telfer is so charming, but the character is acting like a total dog. So now Xander is trapped. He is literally trapped between these two women. He has Kristen half naked in his bed, telling him to shut up. And he has Gwen having a meltdown in the hallway. What is he going to do? Is he going to face his ex? Is he going to open that door and just admit that he has moved on? Or, well, not even moved on, but just admit that he is sleeping with someone else? I honestly don't think he has the guts to do it. Xander likes to play the tough guy. He likes to act like this big bad hitman, but when it comes to emotional confrontations with women, he is a coward. He is totally going to hide. I can just see him sitting there, holding his breath, waiting for Gwen to give up and walk away. But Gwen is stubborn. She is so stubborn. She knows he is in there. Maybe she heard them. Maybe she saw him go in. Who knows? But she is not going to leave easily. And let's talk about Kristen's role in all of this. Because Kristen doesn't just want Xander for his body. Oh no. This is Kristen DiMera we are talking about. She always has a motive. She always has a scheme. We know she recently ambushed Xander in this exact same room to offer him a job. A deadly job. She wants him to do her dirty work. She wants him to finish what Sophia Choi couldn't do and take out Johnny DiMera. Which is absolutely insane because Johnny is her nephew. But Kristen is unhinged right now. So she is using sex to manipulate Xander into becoming her personal assassin again. So when Kristen is shushing Xander, it's not just because she doesn't want to be caught in a scandalous hookup. She is probably thinking about her leverage. She doesn't want Gwen ruining her manipulation tactics. If Gwen bursts in there, it breaks the spell Kristen is trying to cast on Xander. Kristen needs Xander isolated. She needs him addicted to her, so he will agree to this crazy hitman plot. I just keep thinking about the old Xander. Remember when he first came to town? He was this terrifying, ruthless enforcer for Victor Kiriakis. He was a guy who actually got things done. He was scary. And now look at him. He is reduced to a sweaty, panicking mess in a cheap hotel room because his ex-girlfriend with a British accent is knocking too loudly. It is such a massive downgrade for his character. Victor is probably rolling over in his grave right now watching his nephew act like such a clown. Victor would have never let a woman trap him in a room like this. Victor would have handled it. But Xander is just letting these women dictate his entire life. And let's zoom out and look at Gwen's bigger pattern here. Gwen has never, ever been able to secure a healthy relationship. Look at her history. She constantly goes after men who are emotionally unavailable or actively in love with someone else. She did it with Chad DiMera when she was trying to destroy Abigail's life, and now she is doing it with Xander. She knows Xander still loves Sarah. Deep down, she has to know that. But she accepts these breadcrumbs of affection. She accepts this casual, meaningless arrangement because she thinks it's all she deserves. It is a classic self-fulfilling prophecy of misery. And now she is standing in a hallway, screaming at a piece of wood, demanding attention from a man who is currently entangled with a literal psychopath. It is just sad. It is profoundly sad. But you guys, think about the absolute mess this is going to cause when the truth comes out. Because in Salem, the truth always comes out. Always. What happens when Gwen finds out Xander is sleeping with Kristen? Gwen is vindictive. Remember what she did to Abigail? Remember the lengths she will go to when she is hurt? If Gwen finds out Xander tossed her aside for Kristen, she is going to blow his life up. She might even team up with Leo Stark to do it, since we know she just offered Leo some kind of mysterious deal. Maybe that deal is about destroying Xander. Oh my God, that actually makes so much sense. I am just putting that together right now. And then there is Sarah. Poor, sweet, currently freaking out, Sarah Horton. She is dealing with the trauma of her patient Destiny dying from tainted drugs. She is worried about her medical license, and she is having these weird, confusing dreams about Xander. She literally dreamt about him being in her bed. She is feeling this pull towards him again. Because despite everything, They share baby Victoria, and they have this massive history. Xander was just comforting her a few days ago. He was playing the supportive ex-husband, and now he is sweating in a hotel room while two other women fight over him. If Sarah finds out about this Salem Inn circus, she is going to be so disgusted. Any chance Xander had of getting his family back is going to be completely destroyed. I am just so frustrated with him. Why does he self-sabotage like this? Every time he gets close to being a decent human being, he does something incredibly stupid. Sleeping with Kristen DiMera is literally the stupidest thing you can do in Salem. It never ends well. Just ask Brady Black. Kristen will chew you up and spit you out, and she will probably try to steal your baby while she's at it. Xander should be running in the opposite direction. But instead, he is hiding behind a locked door, listening to Gwen scream his name. It's pathetic, honestly. It is so pathetic. I want him to just swing the door open, look Gwen in the eye, and say, "Look, it's over. I am with Kristen right now. Move on." It would be brutal, yes. It would break Gwen's heart, but it would be honest. And Gwen needs a harsh reality check so she can stop making a fool of herself. Though, maybe I am being too harsh on Gwen. I mean, she is clearly in pain. And Xander did lead her on. He hopped back into bed with her recently, probably telling her what she wanted to hear, and now he is ignoring her. That is a terrible feeling. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Being ghosted while you are literally standing outside the person's door is a whole new level of awful. I just can't wait to see how this scene actually plays out on screen. Is Kristen going to smirk? You know, Stacy Hyduck is going to give us that incredible, evil Kristen smirk while she listens to Gwen lose her mind. She probably finds it hilarious. Kristen loves watching other women suffer. It feeds her ego. She is probably sitting there on the bed, looking at Xander, silently mocking him for having such a messy personal life, completely ignoring the fact that her own life is a disaster. And the writers, oh, the writers. What are they thinking? They are just throwing everything at the wall right now to see what sticks. Xander and Gwen. Xander and Kristen. Xander and Sarah. It is too much. Pick a lane. But I guess this is what Sweeps Month is all about. Maximum drama, maximum chaos, and maximum people yelling in hotel hallways. I honestly don't know who I am rooting for in this situation. I guess I'm rooting for the door to just break down so we can get the confrontation over with. Let Gwen see them. Let the secret out. It would be so much more entertaining than watching Xander cower in silence. But knowing this show, they will probably drag it out. Xander will probably sneak Kristen out the window or something ridiculous like that. Or he will open the door, pretend he was asleep, and lie straight to Gwen's face. Yeah, that sounds exactly like something Xander would do. So, what do you guys think? Is Xander going to man up and face Gwen? Or is he going to keep playing this dangerous game with Kristen? Let me know down in the comments, because I am going to be obsessing over this all day. I need to know I am not the only one who is completely exhausted by Xander's terrible life choices.